Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Woodzman Adventures. Today I'm going to test out another ThruNite flashlight. This is the ThruNite TT20 tactical flashlight. I got it in cool white and I got it in a red anodized. I've never tried their red anodized. I thought we'll try it this time, see what it looks like. Probably going to be pretty cool. So let's take this thing out of the box and look at it. And then tonight when it gets dark, I'll actually show you what it is going to look like in the dark, how bright it is and how it works. So they always put a note in these ThruNite lights to tell you the battery's actually installed, and how you get it to work is you just twist the battery cap and tighten it down until it makes contact and it works. So as ThruNite always does, it's packed really good. You can see the foam around here. Nice little plastic baggie they keep it in. And wow, look at that red. That actually looks sweet. That looks really good. So you can see on here, it does say ThruNite TT20. Very nice looking light. I like that. In the box here we also have the instruction, which tells you kind of some specs about it too. I'll usually read off. And then here we have a little hand lanyard or whatever you want to call it that clips on here. And they also throw in this little bag, and ThruNite always does this, but they kind of throw in some spare parts, which is handy because they give you some extra O-rings. That is a little door for the USB cover right there, which is really nice to have that in case you break yours off. Even the O-rings. This is even the little end button right here. So if you happen to tear that up, catch on something, rip it, you got a new button to replace it. This is it looks like another USB cover, so there's obviously two in this one. I don't know if all of them come with two or that's by mistake or what, but here's the little hand thing, pretty cool. And it comes with a USB cable, so it's USB to USB-C. And then it also comes with a little pouch to carry it in, so you can put this on your belt. Has a nice nylon strap here, run it through your belt, or you can hang it with a little hook right here. But usually a nice little pouch they come with, so you can put it in like that, Velcro it down, and carry it on you if you like doing that. So USB is really simple on these. It's USB-C, which is very nice that they do that. Open up this little flap right here, and then your USB-C is going to plug in right here, like so. And the nice part about USB-C is it doesn't matter which way you turn it, it works either way. So a lot better than the old USB or micro USB or mini USB. This one is kind of black accented. It's got a black button here. There is an LED light right here on this button. Let me get this where you can see it. And that LED light, when you plug this in charging, is going to tell you how much charge you have. So if we remove this cap off here, we can see the battery. Now this one actually has a big battery. Instead of a 18650, it has a 21700, which is actually a bigger, more power, 3.6 volt, 18 watt hour battery. 5,000 milliamp hour, and these ThruNite batteries are true to what they say. I do know that from testing. Very good batteries. So you can see this battery, see the end here, positive end. This is the negative end right here. And then inside here you can see there's a, hopefully you can see down in there, but if I get the camera just right, there's a gold spring down inside there. And we have gold contacts in here for the negative side. So if we put the battery in, screw our cap back on like so, now we have contact. You can use this end button, which is cool if you want to turn it on with the end button. You can also turn it on here, which if you turn it on here, then you're going to have all your functions. This one here will just turn it off and on, or if you momentarily push it, you can see it shining here on this box. So if I momentarily push it lightly, it just lights up. So you have momentary, or you have on off, which is cool too. Some just have momentary, some just have on off. This actually has both. If we turn it on here, we have the different modes, and if we hold this down for just a couple seconds here, you can see Firefly, which is really dim. I'll tell you the specs on that in a little bit. And when we turn it on, we actually just push the button once. Okay, this is very cool. I actually did not know it had this feature, but instead of doing steps like low, medium, and high, this one is variable. You hold down this button, see we're on low right now. If I hold down on this button, this thing's going to continually get brighter and brighter. And then when it blinks one time, evidently we're on full. That is so cool because you can vary the intensity. Instead of just having 3 modes, you can vary it to what you want. That's going to be cool to check out at night. So if we triple click it, then we have our strobe. Okay, then we can't vary the brightness after we use this button. So we have to turn it on, obviously, with this one. Turn it off, do the side button here, turn it on, and I hold it, and you can watch it's going to get dimmer and dimmer until it'll flash saying there's on low power right there. Very cool. This is the first light I've ever seen that done this, and so far I'm liking it. We'll try it out tonight. Also, one thing cool about these is check out this double clip here. It has a clip that you can clip this way. Turn this off. Or you can clip this way. So if you want to clip it up and down this way, or turn it over and clip it this way, it works. This also is a good clip because it has both directions. You can slide this on the bill of a hat. You can slide it on a helmet like my motorcycle helmet on the bill. Very cool for carrying on your ball cap or whatever too. Just slide it on there and you have a light on your ball cap. You can just turn it on. Very cool. Okay, so we can go ahead and install this on here. Real easy. Just you can put it on either side here like so, and then I'm going to run it right through it. Hopefully you can see with my big hands in the way, like so. And now you can actually adjust this too to go around your wrist. So it's adjustable depending on the size of your wrist. Put it on your wrist if you want to make sure it don't come off. Slide this down like that, and then you're for sure not going to lose it. But you want to carry it on the wrist if you don't want to lose it, especially if you're working around water or somewhere, the creek or a pond or lake or something. You don't want to drop it in. I actually dropped an expensive flashlight in the lake one time and watched it go all the way to the bottom with the light on, and there it stayed in about 30 foot of water. So this would actually be really nice for a situation like that not to happen again. If I would have had this and dropped it, it'd just be swinging here. So pretty cool. Let's take a look at the specs now. Okay, so on the specifications page, hope you can see this, but what we have is strobe, and the strobe is 1,294 lumens and lasts 320 minutes. That's a long time for strobing. Firefly, which is the one that I showed you that's real low, and it is extremely low. It is 0.54 lumens, very low, and lasts 64 incredible days. That's amazing. That's a long time to have a light. If you really need and you're desperate out somewhere and you're lost and you need it for a long time in a search and rescue or rescue situation, or you're stranded, that would be awesome. Infinity low is 31 lumens and 90 hours. That's quite a while right there. So then we have infinity high, which is 1,468 lumens. It will last 190 seconds. And then after that, because that's really bright, it will drop down to 654 lumens and will last 235 minutes. Then we have the turbo, which is 2,526 lumens, 150 seconds. Then after that, it's going to drop down to 610 lumens and will last 237 minutes. The beam distance on this thing is actually 258 meters, which is a long ways. Intensity is 16,650 candela max, and then impact resistance 1.5 meter. Waterproof is IPX8 2 meters, so pretty darn good and waterproof. Power capacity, it tells us about our indicator here, the little button, the LED on the button, and the power capacity on it. So what it does is 1 to 10% it's flashing red, 11 to 20% it's red, and then 21 to 100% it's going to be blue. So to let you know your battery, how low it is, how much charge you have in it right there. Okay, one thing I learned on the instructions about the turbo mode. So to turn on turbo mode on this one, you actually just have it turned on, and then once you're on, if you'll double click it, then you're in turbo mode. Okay, you can also just press this in button, and that in button right there is turbo mode, so the super bright one. You won't use that all the time, but if you need a super bright light, this will be the way to go to turn it on. That's why they put turbo mode on that function. You momentarily need a lot of bright light to see something, just you can momentarily push this and you have it. So that's very cool. So I definitely like this red anodized. This is aluminum, And I definitely like the red anodized look. Looks really cool. Let's turn this around. You can actually see the ThruNite logo here. And of course, I was showing you earlier, there's the ThruNite TT20. Let's take this thing out and try it out at night and see what it looks like. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Okay, so here we are down here now, a little lower in the bottom, but we got it on high because I've done the variable all the way up. So I'll take and hold on to it and let it go down. See how much dimmer it gets. The flashes were all the way down. Hopefully the wind ain't too bad. There's a breeze blowing tonight. But pretty cool even on low. And then now if we double tap it, there's turbo, which is crazy bright. Look at this thing. This thing is really bright. Very nice. Double tap or turn it off, back on. Now we're back on low again. And then we can turn it all the way up here, variable, and then we'll go all the way to high. There, we're on all the way in high when it stops, which is still pretty darn bright. Get up here in the dark, we'll do the Firefly. Now turn it off. Now if I hold this down, it's going to come on to Firefly. And you can't even see it there hardly, but if you look at the ground down here you can. So it actually lights up enough I can see to get around and walk by. Walk up to this little pine tree here. And I'm down at my campsite. Turn it back off. Let's do the strobe. So if you don't like strobes or if they bother you, you don't want to watch this probably, but here's the strobe. Strobe is pretty awesome. Kind of wigs you out. Turn it back on. Very cool. So this is my little campsite down here on my land. I'm gonna keep it all mowed. Got a nice place, and I got electrical right there. Got hookups down here for water and electric. Too cool. Let's do turbo again. There's turbo. Super bright light. This thing is shining way up in that holler, up through all the trees. See up here in the trees up here. That's a tall walnut tree too. That's way up there because it's actually on the side of the hill, so it's really tall. There's a big old elm tree right there. I can feel the heat. See the light here? I can feel the heat right here on my hand, boy. It's warming up big time when you got it on turbo. That dude's getting hot. But it will kick down into a lower power so it don't get too hot after you run it long enough. Automatically will do that. But you can see the beam shine. Look at the dust and the bugs in the air. It's crazy. This light is amazing. You can have such a compact light, and there's no need in buying a big light and having a big old light. Throw this thing in your glove box or in your motorcycle or whatever. It is absolutely great. This is the only way to go. Turn that off turbo. It's warming up. Let it go variable down here a little bit because we don't need it near that bright for most situations. But yeah, awesome little light. I really like it. I mean, I can see I'm probably about halfway now on the variable brightness, so it's still pretty bright on about half. So instead of having different steps where you push the button each time, high, medium, low, you can vary it to whatever you want. Very cool light. I like this thing. And I definitely like the red. I didn't think I would. All my other ones are black, every one of them, I believe, except for this one. And I opted, you can see the blue light there, showing that we're still full charge. That's what I was mentioning. Hopefully it's kind of not one, there you go. Get some focus at nighttime. Okay guys, that is the ThruNite TT20. Very awesome light. You've seen it, I showed it at night. Very cool. I love this light. So I can't never decide. Every time I get a new ThruNite and they send me these, I'm not making a dime off of them, but they send them to me to review. And every time I get a new light from them, it just seems like, wow, this is my new favorite light. So, and the last one I put in my bike, I thought that's going to be the great one. This is kind of red, matches Honda. This might be a cool one to keep in the bike. I got so many now. I keep one in the bike, one in the truck. I got one in the Gladiator. This is so cool. We actually even have one in our little tail bag on our bicycles, one in each. And we keep them in our backpacks when we go backpacking. We got some little small ones. But these ThruNite lights are actually amazing. And the price you pay for one of these used to be, you know, we'd buy a flashlight, even when they had halogens and incandescents, and the lights was huge, big old light. Nowadays, you can buy one of these a lot less money, LED. They shine a lot brighter. They last longer. Way more power than the big old lights we used to have. Even when they started making bigger lights that was LED, they still don't compare to these little lights unless it's a super high power one, which I've not found one that really compares to a lot of these small LED lights. These things are actually pretty incredible, and for the money to have a light that's totally waterproof, you take this thing out and you can just beat it up, and it's tough. They're well built. ThruNite makes some awesome lights, and they have a ton of selection to select from. I'll post a link to this on Amazon so you can check this one out, but if you look on there too, I'll put ThruNite's link there, and man, they got everything you can think of, to super bright lights, to tiny lights, to pocket lights, all kinds of different ones, gun lights, but very high quality. Now this one here is actually a spot. You can see the Firefly in here, which is, it's not an orange peel, it's real smooth, nice finish, which usually makes a good spot. So this is a very cool light. I'm really impressed with it. Can't wait to take this thing out on an adventure somewhere and actually be able to use it, you know, in a real scenario. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the links below. Click the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Right on.